REAVER is a psychedelic and blazingly fast movement shooter all about style, filthy beats, and mechanical mayhem. Much in the vein of titles like Ultra Kill, but with its own slant on the genre. REAVER recently entered early access, and its developer, MADTRIO, was kind enough to send it my way. A big thank you to them. And today I'm gonna let you know my thoughts on it and whether or not it's worth the finger ache. So let's wind our gears, twirl our big irons, and get flying. Alrighty, starting off, let's go over the early access deets. This first build of REAVER includes 8 levels, 10 weapons, 11 enemy types, 2 bosses, 1 endless arena, and 5 difficulties for your preferred spiciness. It is currently priced at $14.99, and the developer expects the price to raise as more content is added. At the moment, there isn't an update roadmap, but the developer has stated the game is about 40% complete and expects early access to go until 2025. Currently, REAVER leaves a lot up to the imagination as to what it's about. The game is set in a psychedelic clockwork city that is being invaded by an evil force known as the Forsaken. You play as the REAVER, a warrior who is worshipped by the inhabitants as a god, and it's alluded REAVER has saved this city before, although he has little memory of it. After catching up with an old friend, REAVER takes up a mighty big iron and begins his rampage to end the Forsaken threat. REAVER is a movement shooter that draws from the best examples of the subgenre, featuring the speed, acrobatics, and weaponry fans of it crave. Right out of the gate, you have all the moves: wall jumps and running, blistering fast slides, bunny hops, and lethal ground pounds. REAVER is the type of game where you don't so much run, but fly, as you can zip to every corner of a room in a matter of seconds, raining down death with silky precision. The speed of it may take some getting used to, but give it time and you'll find it all effortless. The clear comparator is New Blood's Ultra Kill, and indeed, its mechanics have a similar feel to everyone's favorite Robo Inferno, with a similar structure to its progression as well. The cynical ones will say it's just an Ultra Kill clone, and sure, there might be some truth to that, but it has its peculiarities that do set it apart, and its gameplay is executed wonderfully. Combat revolves around stylish combos and effective crowd control, utilizing your arsenal of weapons and their alternate fires to paint the walls red. There's a lot of freedom for players to get creative, with each weapon having a degree of combo abilities, at times making REAVER feel more like a fighting game. The Big Iron Revolver is the biggest example, with its alternate a charged up burst of ricocheting bullets. But if you charge the alternate, tap your melee key, and then left click, you'll shoot out a devastating explosion, and doing that same combo but with the right click fires a flurry of them. This alone can do the trick for a lot of skirmishes, but the real satisfaction comes from doing devastating swap combos. An easy go-to is firing the shotgun's black hole grenade and then shooting an explosive revolver shot into the enemies sucked into it. A big thing to point out is that some of these moves require rage, basically a super meter you build up through combat, put in place to keep you from spamming these moves too much. Some moves only eat up a small percentage of rage, while others gobble it up entirely, like this lovely assault from the shotgun. As I said, this game gives you a lot of freedom to be as wildly stylish as you want, with plenty of tools at your disposal. The only thing limiting you is your creativity and how much finger ache you can take. And for me, it was an absolute blast, putting me in my FPS happy place and driving me to look as cool as possible. But on the flip side, making me hit that restart a lot after a few too many misses. Nope, can't stomach that, I can do better. Now, the spirit of this game is for you to play how you want to play it, but I do wish there was more here to grade my performance and give me something to work towards. There's no scoring system for your combos, and the end level stats are pretty basic, just tracking your time, restarts, and secrets. There's no achievements in the game yet either. Now, this didn't demotivate me from replaying. REAVER is the kind of fun that makes you want to go back to these levels over and over. And there are special modifiers to spice up the challenge, like randomizing the enemies, doubling them, speeding up the game, and funky mode, which indeed is quite funky. But in future updates, I want to see a focus on more challenges and rewards for players. There are quite a few secrets though, most of them being more weapons, or variations on the ones you already have, with more coming in future updates, and REAVER isn't shy about telling you which levels have them, although finding them is of course up to you. Oh wait, is that a secret over there? Is that a secret? Nope, leg. REAVER's levels are a linear series of rooms, and each is a surprise. I think it's safe to say that no two rooms are alike within these 8 maps. You come across more classic arena spaces, rooms built with steep verticality and claustrophobic maze-like hallways, whereas some are gargantuan battlegrounds, or populated with narrow, interconnected platforms where you can easily fall. There are twisting cave-like tunnels and rooms full of traps and platforming. There's a lot of inventiveness that went into these maps to ensure that each door brings a unique challenge, and the wild graphics only complement this. More on those later. Obviously, this game checked a lot of my boxes, but there were a few things that made me raise an eyebrow. There's a particular enemy in the later maps that can create these gravity wells that can suck you in from any point of the map, and I just hate that feeling of my control being taken away from me and messed with, especially when I'm in the thick of it trying to concentrate. It had this laggy feel to it too, like I was trying to play an online game with a bad connection. It drove me nuts, and I get the challenge of it, but is there another way to do this without making it feel so frustrating? The effectiveness of some of the alternate fires is questionable. The rocket launcher, for example, can shoot a spread of bolts, which is pretty cool, but whenever I used it, it was hard to tell if it was even doing anything. It wasn't until I was going over footage that I saw that the bolts were connecting with enemies, but not damaging too much. Now, in all fairness, you can shoot these in rapid succession, which is more effective, but it's like, why would I use this if the standard rocket fire or big iron flurry explosion gives me the more desired result? The last thing is a suggestion. It would be nice if the arms store menu was accessible in the level select screen, so I can check to see which levels have secret weapons and load in from there, instead of having to load into a level, check the store there, and potentially quit back out to get where I need to go. REAVER has one of the more unique graphical presentations I've seen in some time, in a first-person shooter at least. While taking notes for this game, I just kept jotting down descriptors of its art style. Psychedelic, clockwork, mystical, surreal, robotic, low poly, kaleidoscope, humorous, weird, spectacle, beautiful. The developers of this game are definitely the ones you want to be friends with at the music festival, if you catch my drift. It's hard for me to put into words what REAVER looks like, because it looks like so many things and yet not like any of them. It's like the Mexican Day of the Dead meets Tron, or if the creator of Rez made a first-person shooter, or if Suda51 made his own Ultra Kill. That's what I like about it though, it's very much its own bizarre, beautiful thing. So many of the shooters that I cover have visuals that pay tribute to classic games or particular time periods in gaming, which is great. I love that, and you all know I love that. But it's nice to play something where I sit back and go, huh, I don't know what I'm looking at, but man is it cool. I mean, look at your starting weapon. The revolver's hammer is a little wheel, and your character's hand is a bunch of clockwork gears always turning. A nifty feature too is that you can change the color of your guns, or rather the outline of them, in the options menu, and I took the opportunity to switch them up for every level. It's musically driven too, not just the music driving the action, but the levels reflect the music with pulsating graphics, making this mechanical world feel alive. Speaking of the music, the tunes may be an acquired taste for some who play this game. Initially, I found the beat-heavy electronic tracks to be distracting, but the more I played and saw how the music dynamically changes with the action, the more I liked it, with some of it perfectly amping me up for the insane action. Sure, the way REAVER looks and sounds is not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but it sure as hell was mine, and it was a hot, tasty cup that I would not change. REAVER is delightful. From the moment I started this game to the moment I finished it, I had nothing but smiles on my face. The gameplay is fun and exciting with a few frustrations, and the art direction is bizarre, beautiful, and awe-inspiring. Is it worth the early access purchase? Well, REAVER does have a ways to go. As I said earlier, it's about 40% complete and is shooting to hit 1.0 in 2025. However, what's here right now is really strong, fun, and highly replayable. Plus, it's surprisingly polished. I did not encounter any bugs, and while there was some chop to the performance, it was nothing to cry about. In all, this is a pretty ideal launch for early access. I'd say if you're a movement shooter fanatic who loves titles like Ultra Kill and who doesn't mind diving into the EA waters, this is a must-buy. Otherwise, definitely wishlist this game and keep an eye on it. I think this has the potential to be something really special. What are your thoughts on REAVER? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, subscribe, share, and smack that bell. If you want to come say hi, my Discord is linked below along with my affiliate links. I'm Kirk, and thank you for watching this video. Stay safe out there.